In the previous class, we have seen what is transcription, the process of transcription. What are the regions of transcription in the DNA? What are the boundaries of transcription in the DNA? And which strand is responsible for the production of RNA? Transcription means process of production of RNA from the DNA. Transcription, production of RNA from the DNA. From DNA. This process is called transcription. With the help of enzyme RNA polymerase, which is also called DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Why it is called dependent? Always one DNA template is required for the synthesis of RNA. So on the DNA template, with the help of polymerase enzyme, new strand is synthesized. So in the DNA replication, total DNA molecules split completely along its length in an order, and finally from one DNA molecule, two DNA molecules are formed. Whereas in transcription, total DNA molecule is not involved. There is no requirement of total DNA molecule. A part of the DNA molecule, a segment of DNA molecule open. It means by cutting the hydrogen bonds between the opposite nucleotides, it will open. From this open, out of the two DNA strands which are separated, only one DNA strand is responsible to produce RNA. So, region of transcription in the DNA and which DNA strand is called template. How to identify the region of transcription in a DNA molecule is having a structure like this. This is called promoter, terminator. In between this structural gene, so out of the two strands, they were having polarity of 3' to 5' and 5' to 3'. This is called template. This is called coding. We have seen in the previous class why they are called template. Template always gives the meaning that this is a parent strand on which a new strand is synthesized. So template strand is always having 3' to 5' direction, and always polymerase, RNA polymerase enzyme moves from 5' to 3' activity. Polymerase activity is 5' to 3'. So here structural gene means the area of DNA which has to be expressed in the form of a protein. And this area is flanked on both the sides. One side is promoter, another side is, it means this is the place where polymerase enzyme binds, or DNA dependent RNA polymerase. It initiates the process of synthesis of RNA, and this is the place where it stops the synthesis of RNA. Initiation, starting and stopping. In between, the sequences of DNA which code for a particular protein by a process called translation. This process is called transcription. Now, after knowing this transcription unit, we have seen various terms and conditions. Always template is 3' to 5'. And always the reference should be given according to the coding strand. So promoter is present on the coding strand towards 5' upstream. promoter is present, 5' coding strand upstream, terminator is present, downstream, 3' end of coding strand. This is the reference always has to be. If we switch on the positions of these two, for example, if you take the promoter from here and keep this promoter here and terminator keep this here, then the strands also will be reversed. So this will become template strand and this will become coding strand. So the region of transcription is called, this total part is called transcription unit. Transcription unit. Single sentence. Transcription unit is a region where transcription occurs. A transcription unit consists of 3 different regions: promoter, structural gene and terminator gene, and one template strand and coding strand. Coding strand is not directly involved in the synthesis of RNA, but template is responsible for the synthesis of RNA. And why we are calling this as coding strand? Because the RNA which is produced is complementary to the template. RNA which is produced is complementary to the template, but it is similar to the coding strand. So the RNA and the coding strand both are same except uracil. In the coding strand, if thymine is there, in the RNA uracil will be there. Only adenine bonds with thymine in DNA, whereas adenine bonds with uracil in RNA. So here, so these are the regions. Transcription unit. Now, after understanding what is transcription unit, the next subheading they have given in the NCERT textbook is transcription unit. Again, and the next subheading is transcription unit and gene. Question comes, what is transcription unit? This one. And what is gene? Now, in the molecular basis of inheritance, so far we have studied genetic material. Genetic material is nothing but DNA. DNA is having genes. So, genetic material is nothing but DNA. What is DNA? DNA is having genes. Then question comes, what is a gene? What is the structure of the gene? What is the shape of the gene? What are its functions, characteristic features? All this question comes. So, to define, genetic material is DNA. DNA is genetic material. What is a genetic material? We have studied the properties of genetic material. A genetic material is that which is capable of replication. A genetic material is that chemically, structurally stable. A genetic material scope for slow changes or mutation. A genetic material undergoes hereditary information in the form of Mendelian inheritance. And genetic material is responsible for all the characters, formation of characters, expression of characters, building of characters. And when a particular character expresses in this organism, all depends upon the genetic material. And genetic material absolutely DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. And DNA, genes, then question comes. So with this, it is clearly seen that genes are definitely present in DNA. Genes without doubt. There is no ambiguity. Without doubt, without any doubt, are present in DNA statement. Then, which part of the DNA is called gene? Or total DNA is having genes? Question comes. If genes are present in the DNA total amount of DNA is acting as gene, or the part of the gene, the part of the DNA which is called gene means what? What it will do? Now here, genes means functional units of inheritance. So DNA is made up of genes, and genes called the first statement. In that paragraph, functional units of inheritance, first sentence. Genes are called functional units of inheritance. And now, what is transcription unit? We have seen. What is gene? We have to see. And gene is called functional unit of inheritance. Then in the 2.2 meters long DNA, total DNA is having genes, or very few amount of DNA is having gene, or which part of the DNA is having gene is considered as gene. Literally to say it is difficult which part of the DNA is considered gene, but we can take it into consideration. This is DNA. Our DNA is nothing but having a gene, for example. What is a gene? Which shows transcription. So the part of the DNA, like transcription unit, the part of the DNA shows transcription is called gene. And by transcription, what it will do? It will produce messenger RNAs. It will produce transfer RNAs. It will produce ribosomal RNA. So, gene is that part of the DNA or a part in the DNA. Gene is a part in the DNA or part of the DNA which will show transcription, and after transcription it will produce RNA molecules. All these are called RNA molecules. And now again to call a particular segment of DNA as a gene, our scientists provided information that all genes which are present in the DNA, yes, definitely all genes are present in the DNA, but all DNA is not acting like gene. The total amount of DNA present in an organism, total DNA is not acting like gene, but genes are definitely present on the DNA. See these two sentences. Definitely gene is present in the DNA, but total DNA, all DNA is not acting as gene. So some part of the DNA is acting as gene. Which is that part of DNA acting as gene? Question comes when they have asked this question. Genes, in the transcription unit, we have seen structural gene. This structural gene is called cistron. Structural gene is called cistron. It means a cistron is functional unit of gene. Cistron is functional unit of gene. Gene is the functional unit of DNA, unit of inheritance. And again, a gene is having a functional unit that is called cistron. What is a cistron? Gene after transcription produces mRNA molecule or messenger RNA which has a sequence like this, sequence like this. This sequence enters into translation, and finally after translation it will produce amino acid 1, amino acid 2, amino acid 3, or amino acid 16, 13, 14, some sequence. And all these amino acid sequence is equal to one protein. A protein is nothing but polypeptide chain. So any part of the DNA which is considered as a gene, and why it is called gene? It will show transcription and it will produce mRNA. This mRNA which is able to undergo translation and production of polypeptide chain or protein, this mRNA is called cistron. So cistron is the functional unit of gene. All the cistrons are present in gene, but all the genes are not cistrons. Again, same type of methodology here, same situation. Genes are present in DNA, but all the DNA is not acting as gene. So some part of the DNA acting as gene, one concept. And genes will produce so many structures. All these are not called cistrons. Cistron is that functional unit of gene which is responsible to produce one polypeptide. So one cistron is equal to one polypeptide chain or one protein, a protein. So cistron is a functional unit of gene. Gene is functional unit of DNA or inheritance. All DNA will not act as gene. All genes are nothing but present in the DNA. And which part of the DNA is called gene? The part of the DNA is called gene when it undergoes transcription and produces various characters like RNA. In this, especially messenger RNA, which is taking the message, and this is it is responsible for the formation of a polypeptide. So this is called structural gene. A structural gene is nothing but cistron, or cistron is nothing but functional unit of gene. And a gene is able to produce cistron, and so many cistrons are produced from the genes. All the genes are not producing cistrons. All the genes are not producing cistron. So definitely cistron is a functional unit of gene. So which part, what is cistron? To which part we are going to? The part of the DNA which is called gene, which undergoes transcription and produces a structure in the form of a protein. To this structure, when it is found in the DNA, it is called cistron. Messenger RNA cistron. So cistron is the unit of gene. Let us take transcription unit, means in the DNA molecule the area of transcription. So gene is responsible for so transcription unit is nothing but a gene. In that transcription unit, especially which part of the transcription unit is called gene? The part of the transcription unit which produces a cistron, which is called a cistron, structural gene. Then what is cistern? Cistern is nothing but that area in the DNA in the form of gene which is responsible to produce a polypeptide chain. A polypeptide chain. So, literally to say, in DNA, so many genes may be present, are present without any doubt. So, genes are units of DNA, but total DNA is not gene. One concept. All genes are DNA, but all DNA is not gene. That is the concept. Assertion, reason, questions, my dear students. And genes will produce many cisterns. So, genes will produce so many. All the genes are not cisterns. Which genes are called cistern? The gene which is called cistern should be in a position to produce a polypeptide chain. That gene is called cistern. So, all cisterns are present in gene, but all genes are not cisterns. All genes are not cisterns. These two statements, you have to remember this. Genes are present in DNA, no doubt, no ambiguity, but all DNA is not function as gene. So it means some part of the DNA is function as gene. What is that part? Transcription unit. And again, another statement. Cisterns are functional unit of gene, but all genes do not form cisterns. What is a cistern? Cistern is that which produces a polypeptide chain. It is nothing but gene. So in transcriptional unit, promoter area is there, it is a gene. Terminator area is there, stops a gene, but they are not considered as cisterns. Which part is considered as cistern? Cistern is called the structural gene, which is responsible to form a structure in the form of a polypeptide chain. Now, cistern taking into consideration. So, cistern is nothing but functional unit of gene or modern form of gene. Now, see here. Cistern. Again, cistern, when to discuss, it is again divided into two types. Polycistronic, monocistronic. Polycistronic, polycistronic, monocistronic. What these terms indicates? What is the meaning of this polycistronic and monocistronic? Poly means many. Cistern means functional unit of gene or a structural gene. For example, polycistronic term is associated with prokaryotic organism. Prokaryotic organisms are nothing but bacteria. In bacteria, from the DNA, it produces DNA produces RNA, which is called mRNA. This mRNA, it is having a promoter site, a terminator site. In between, it is having many structural genes. Each and every structural gene is nothing but cistron, which is responsible for one polypeptides. So, in prokaryotes or in bacterial cells, from the DNA, by transcription, RNA is produced. This RNA consists of cistron 1, cistron 2, cistron 3. It has a promoter site, and it means whenever this mRNA of this bacteria undergoes translation process, at a time from these 3 different polypeptide chains are produced, or 3 different proteins are synthesized. Protein. So at a time from a single mRNA, during translation, 3 different types of proteins are produced. That's why this cistron is called polycistronic mRNA. Polycistronic type of gene. A gene which produces cistrons. A cistron is nothing but a structure going to form in the form of polypeptide or protein. So in prokaryotes, this facility is there. From a DNA molecule, from a segment of DNA, from some area of DNA. What is that area? Transcription unit. In the transcription unit, promoter and terminator, structural gene. Structural gene is nothing but cistron. Here, not one structural gene. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Many structural genes are there. And all these structural genes, during translation, they will express. Express means form in the form of protein or polypeptide chain. So such condition is called polycistronic prokaryote. Whereas monocistronic means it is found in eukaryotes. In eukaryotes, this is the DNA. DNA undergoes transcription. After transcription, it will produce RNA or mRNA, consists of a promoter site, terminator site, and in between only one structural gene or only one cistron. And finally, during translation from this area, it will produce only one protein or polypeptide. Only one protein or polypeptide. So monocistronic RNA, monocistronic gene is associated, is found in eukaryotes. In the eukaryote DNA, transcription, RNA, mRNA, it has only one cistron. Only one cistron means only one polypeptide chain. So it is called monocistronic, polycistronic. Now, here to understand more detailedly, we have to see this transcription briefly. After the formation of transcription in bacteria and eukaryotes. DNA An area of the DNA. An area of the DNA is open. Out of these two strands, only one strand is called template. For example, always mRNA, RNA is produced in this direction 5' to 3'. For opening this, in the DNA replication, unwinding helicase enzyme is responsible, but here RNA polymerase itself catalytic in property, enzymatic activity, it will break the bonds, hydrogen bonds, it will make a unwinding process. Helicase enzyme is not required here. Whenever it produces in prokaryotes, this will come out into the cytoplasm from the nucleoid region. It has its own regulatory sequences. So we are going to discuss these regulatory sequences at 5' and 3' end in the coming classes, expression of the genes. Here 5' and 3' and mRNA came here. From here to here, here to here, here to here, many cisterns are there. Based upon this, one ribosome will come or many ribosomes will come finally. Protein, sequence of amino, protein 2, protein 3 are formed. So, polycistronic mRNA. Directly after the formation by transcription, it enters into the cytoplasm where ribosomes will come for translating, decoding process. Protein 1, protein 2, protein 3. Each and every protein is having some sequences of amino acids. I have shown here 3, 4. It depends upon the protein. Number of amino acids differs. Whereas in eukaryotes, so this part of the DNA is called gene, which is responsible for polycistronic mRNA and many proteins. Polycistronic. Sequences of DNA, sequences of RNA, sequences of amino acid and type of protein. Protein. Amino acids. Translation process. Transcription process. Whereas in eukaryotes also DNA, part of the DNA is open, part of the DNA is open, separated strands. Based out of the two strands, one strand is involved in the process of transcription. So always 5' to 3' because this is template 3' to 5'. When transcription is over, where it occurs? In the nucleus. In the nucleus. DNA. After the transcription, this RNA enters into the nucleus here. A molecule. That RNA is generally called hnRNA, heterogeneous nuclear RNA. Heterogeneous nuclear RNA, the total amount of RNA present in the nucleus which is formed after transcription. Why we are called this heterogeneous nuclear high molecular weight RNA? Because it consists of so many sequences which are, some are expressed in the form of proteins, some other sequences are not expressed. So the RNA consists of so many sequences. They were undoubtedly transcribed from the DNA only. They were transferred from the DNA only. Here, what is happening? Here, splicing, a process of processing, a process of becoming active, becoming functional. So it is non-functional, inactive. Pre-transcript, just transcribed form. It is having some wanted, useful sequences, some are unwanted sequences. So these, some areas which are called unwanted is called introns. INTRONS. Some areas which are not useful, it means they were not expressed in the form of a protein. Some other areas are there here. Some other areas are there. These areas are called exons. So to understand, let us see this diagram here. Whenever in the when the transcription over in the nucleus, the total transcribed RNA is called heterogeneous nuclear RNA is present, and it is having two different types of structures. Let us see what are these. Intron, intervening sequences. What is intervening sequences? Let us see. Exons, expressed sequences. So I want to show this diagram here. This is hnRNA. It has some sequences, some other sequences, some other sequences, some other sequences. So here, these yellow colored structures are present in between red colored structures. This red or pink colored structure is nothing but RNA. To this pink color structure, we have given the name exons, and to these, we have given the names intron. Again, question comes, what does it mean, sir? Intron means intervening sequences between exons. Every two exons in between, intervening, interrupting, present in between. No doubt they will consist of some sequences, but they does not code for any amino acid or any polypeptide. So introns or intervening sequences does not code for any protein. does not code for any protein. They were present in between exons. What are exons? Exons are expressed sequences. Expressed sequences means what? During translation, the part of this having sequences, they were expressed in the form of amino acid and produce a protein. They will express in the form of amino acid and produce a protein, whereas these which are intervening between exon, they are not useful. So in eukaryotes, here, this undergoes grading process or processed or purified. What is this processing or purification means? It will remove by activity that is called splicing, splitting activity. It will cut here and here. Gradually, we will see this. These will be removed. How? These two will be joined. Exon, another exon, and the removed one is seen here. This is called intron, intervening sequences. These two are exons, expressed sequences. Gradually, during processing or grading or purification, both the exons are joined together, and finally it consists of some sequences at 5', some sequences at 3', which are called regulatory sequences. They does not code for any, but they were compulsory, and this part of the RNA is expressed to produce single cistron, one protein. So monocistronic is in eukaryotes, and this arrangement, these two are separate because of intron. Now, if we want to get a protein, we have to join these two. It means these two is equal to one gene is equal to one polypeptide chain is equal to one cistron, monocistronic. So the genes in eukaryotes are called split genes. Split gene. Why the genes in eukaryotic are called split genes? Because of presence of exons and introns. What are exons? Expressed sequence. What are introns? Intervening sequence. Which are useful? Exons are useful. Which are not useful? Introns are not useful. What happens to these introns? They will be cut and separated out. The process is called processing or purification. After this mRNA becomes functional mRNA. Before this, the mRNA is not functional, having so many things. What are those? Unwanted and wanted. That's why it is called heterogeneous nuclear RNA. So heterogeneous nuclear RNA is the precursor of mRNA. So in eukaryotes, DNA undergoes transcription. After transcription, it enters into the nucleus only. It undergoes processing. After processing, it becomes functional mRNA. This functional mRNA enters into translation to produce one protein, one gene, one cistron, one protein. But here gene is split in the form because of introns. This is called split gene arrangement. Split genes are found only in Eukaryotic organisms, monocystonic. At one time, one mRNA produces one protein molecule, monocystonic. Whereas here, in the prokaryotes, after the formation of RNA or mRNA, mRNA is not having introns. So, in mRNA of prokaryotes, no need of processing, no need of separation of introns, no need of joining exons. So, immediately after transcription, it enters into translation. There is no process of processing. There is no time gap between transcription and translation. Old AAPMT questions, my dear students, sentence type of questions, assertion reason questions, correct, choose the correct sentence, incorrect statement, statement 1, statement 2, wrong, both are right, one is right, one is wrong. So here, so various questions they have asked in old national level examinations. In prokaryotes, transcription and translation almost simultaneous. It means still some amount of RNA is present here, some amount of RNA comes here. So polysome formation we have studied in first year syllabus. Polysome, so many ribosomes attached found to the mRNA in prokaryotes. This is because there is no processing, there is no intron, only exons, all are expressed sequences, no requirement of processing. In eukaryotes, because of split gene is nothing but having introns and exons, the compulsorily this RNA has to undergo processing to become pure, purified, functional. What is here functional means? It will do some attachments, it will remove something. What will be removed? Introns will be removed and exons will be attached, and at the 5' and some other sequences, at 3' and some other sequences which are called regulatory or untranslated regions are found. An active mRNA is formed, functional mRNA. A functional mRNA in eukaryote is called monocystonic mRNA, and gene is monocystonic gene because it produces only one protein at a time. Single protein, single polypeptide chain. In prokaryotes, at a time, more than 2 proteins, 2 or 3 or 4, such a cystonic is called polysystonic mRNA. My dear students, in the topic of transcription unit and gene, they have given jumbled sentences in the textbook. So in order to understand, we have to listen this class again and again, then we'll get idea, because all these terms, all these diagrams they have not given in the book, NCERT book. For a student, essential to see this, that there is no time gap between transcription and translation in prokaryotes. There is a time gap between transcription and translation because processing is there. And always after completion, it will become functional mRNA. Functional mRNA will come in the cytoplasm. Only one ribosome cut at one time, tRNA molecule, and the process of translation. At the end, a total monocystonic mRNA is equal to one polypeptide chain or one protein molecule. Such is called monocystonic, polysystonic. In the coming class, we are going to watch types of RNA molecules, transcription process in prokaryotes, transcription process in eukaryotes, the differences between the transcription process in prokaryotes, and various enzymes and their functions. Various enzymes and their functions. Wish you all the best.